Good day, fellow colleagues. My name is Carla Kruger. Today's video will guide you how to implement PBL into your classroom.
Good afternoon, fellow colleagues. My name is RenaeBessick, and I will be talking about problem-based learning in the foundation phase, benefits of such learning, and implementing such methods.
Good day, fellow colleagues. My name is Julizaan Maritz, and my program of study is Foundation Phase Teaching. I will handle the learning tasks to develop teachers' understanding of problem-based learning.
PBL's abbreviation stands for problem-based learning, which means the learners are working in small groups to solve a problem. Here, you, as the teacher, provide them with the problem. This type of approach is called the learner-centered approach, where the learner solves their problem open-ended. Remember, teachers, no answer is a wrong answer. This type of approach will teach learners independence, self-confidence, communication, motivation, improve their research skills, and their critical thinking skills. This problem would be directed to their everyday life experiences. This will improve the learner's problem-solving techniques. Problem-based learning aims for the most evaluated level related to Bloom's taxonomy. The result will be for the learners to process knowledge by self-tutoring. This means they will teach themselves the new concept that you have provided. For more information, there are links in the description below.
The role of a teacher in a small group is to initiate discussion while still assuming a listening position, because we want to afford the learners a chance to think for themselves, as well as we want to also assist the learners to integrate their prior knowledge and understanding with their existing knowledge and understanding, while still keeping the conversation going. There are 4 different kinds of problem-based learning. Today we will be looking at 3, namely experiments, case studies, role, and simulations, and as to what the benefits and the implementation methods are as well. The first one is experiments, which is an example of formal curriculum-based problems. It creates an environment for the learners to discover what the outcome is, while we as the teachers already know. This can be paired with a research approach, as learners are given an investigation and they are to direct it to the outcome. The second are case studies. These are written descriptions of problem-solving situations based closely on real-life events. This would be beneficial for learners because they will be able to be familiar with majority of these situations. And thirdly is role play and simulations. These can be taught by immersing the learner in a teacher-constructed simulation where they are to enact specific real-life roles. Next, we will move on to methods of implementation, which is how can we get our learners involved. For experiments, we will create a science problem where we know the outcome and we know how to get there, but we do not tell the children step-by-step instructions, but we do give them the tools. This goes hand in hand with scaffolding, as this allows the learners the ability to reach the end product by themselves, but we are still there for the support. Secondly, we will look at case studies. We would be able to set the problem as a real-life historical event that has taken place. We will give the learners all the information that they need and the documents required, as well as the tools as to how to complete the exercise. We will then ask them how they think that this event has affected us still to this day and what they think could have prevented it. It is very important that we as teachers facilitate this. And lastly is role play and simulations. I believe that this method would be easiest for the learners to grasp, as they are already accustomed to playing pretend games. The only difference with this method is that we as teachers are the ones that are setting up the scene, which are them in characters and the situation being simulated. In the role play and simulations method, it is of vital importance that the learners know what their roles are and what each character entails, so that there is no confusion with the outcome.
How can you as a teacher design a small group activity? You can identify the instructional objects by determining what you want to achieve. Make the task challenging. Start with a relative easy task and then encourage students' progress. Encourage involvement. Learners are required to share information during a group task. Decide how you will group the students and allow enough time for students to complete the task. Try to predict students' answers as well. Here we have an example of problem-based learning as a group activity on the method case studies. Students are provided with the necessary information on the theme, manners, and responsibilities. The scenario are about a learner that urgently need to talk to the teacher, but she's talking to another student. In a group, the students must state the problem and think of 3 ways to solve the problem. They must also think of possible consequences for each solution. Put yourself in the student's shoes. How could you create these solutions? You can predict answers, for example. The problem is that it will be rude to talk while the teacher is busy with another student. And 3 possible solutions that you can come up with is, for example, you can start talking to the teacher as if she is not busy. But the consequences will be that the teacher will answer, she is busy with another student. Please wait a moment. Another solution may be to forget about what you want to say and to keep it to yourself. With the consequences, a problem will not be solved. Or you can put up your hand and call the teacher, apologizing for interrupting and stating that it is urgent, or to simply wait until the teacher is done before you approach her with your question. This is a much better solution based on basic manners. In this activity, the students will think about good and bad manners, and it will help them in real-life experiences.
In conclusion, we see that problem-based learning has many benefits, not just educationally, but also for the holistic development of well-functioning adults.